What up, world? I'm your boy Tom Kelly from So You Think You Crap Canada.
Bentley, So You Think You Crap Canada, Get It Done Productions.
Nux, So You Think You Can Rap Canada, Get It Done Productions.
Was just an idea, and 2009 I thought of it. 2012 I put it in motion, and it was because they did So You Think You Could Dance, and then I was just like, I wonder how they should do So You Think You Could Rap, you know, and then they never done it, and then I was like, it was like God was saying that was for me, you know what I mean? So then in 2012 I put it in motion, and then we were sponsored by Rogers, and then it blew up. You know, we almost got sued the same year by So You Think You Could Dance because of the name and stuff, so then we had to stop, and then I had to like re-strategize everything, and then I started back in 2015, and then we're here.
What separates this competition from other competitions over there?
Well, I would say like right now for Toronto, like I don't know, but I would say it's the most paid contest right now for underground artists. Like besides a coast to coast mixtape or one of those contests, you know, because those are 50 grand and they have a lot of sponsors. For the Toronto scene, I think it's like a big like chance for people.
Yeah.
And it's like a good prize, $5,000. Like, you know,
You could do a lot with
you could do a lot,
$5,000.
especially in this time and place like, that you're in as an artist, you know what I mean?
For me, one thing I like about I think that the show brings for a lot of artists is the opportunity to have a stage presence. The show is not just fully based on your song, it's also how you perform as well.
It's more like it's like a platform tool for you to get yourself out there.
As well too,
and
yeah.
to speak. So even if you don't win the $5,000, it's a great chance for you to
Sharpen your
network,
dart.
and then you could see what the judges want for next year, you know, versus like now maybe this year isn't your time, and then next year you might do good, like, you know. So like for even this year we have a lot of contestants from last year that made it to the top 10 that are like, yo, if I got that close this year, I should get a lot closer. Like,
And I want to see if they took the judges' criticism positively and worked on their game and bring that to the stage, because again, like even though what he's talking about, the money is great, but this is also an opportunity for people to hone their craft, to figure out how their stage show, how they want to present themselves and such things of that nature. So that's one thing I love about the show. It's not just your lyrical content, it's also your stage performance as well. You have everybody watching you from every single time when you go through another round, and him asking you to do something maybe a little bit different, from going from a party song to something that's more of a meaningful song to something that's maybe more poppy, whatever the case may be, and you watch them do it, and then after they get more comfortable on stage, you see them pouring themselves out more, and that's one thing I like about this show.
It's just to sum it all up, it's just being able to see the growth of an artist from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So like for me, starting this platform, we don't have enough platforms that are appreciative for Toronto artists in this city, because there's a lot of stigma with hip-hop in Toronto. There's a lot of violence, like, you know what I mean? So with what we're trying to do, we're trying to stop the stigma. We're trying to bring mans from this area and that area and show that they could be under one roof, compete, and still be friends after. Like, you know what I mean? Because in Canada, especially in Canada and Toronto, it's a hard stigma because this turf is beefing with that turf. I'm not going to listen to this guy. So for So You Think You Could Rap Canada, we're trying to be a platform to break that stigma. Because when the world hears Canada, Toronto, they automatically think violence, guns. I don't want these guys at my venue. Yeah. You know? So we're trying to change that stigma, you know.
So speaking about the industry, could you tell us things you like about the industry here and things that you feel need improvement on?
I think there needs to be more funding, because every single year the funding changes. So I think that needs to be improved. Like right now, I heard that they cut over like $500,000 in funding for the private sector of the arts, you know what I mean? So that means that sponsorships are being cut, all of these things that these artists depend on to help fund their craft, because you can't get signed these days, you can't get a distribution, so these guys rely on these type of things, you know? So I feel that we need more funding, we need more support, we need more venues, because now they're closing all these venues and building condos, and then they're raising the price of living, and then people can't afford it, so now people turn to music, but then now where can I do my music? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, to me, I just think they need more funding and like more support that way. You know?
Open up the arts. Open up the arts.
Like even I remember when I was a kid, there was a lot more places that we could go to and like do stuff. And then as you get older, you're seeing everything change.
Kind of shut down.
Like, everything shuts down. There's no basketball courts. It's like
No way.
it's deeper than music. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
They're just taking like outlets away from
yeah,
people.
they're locking the creativeness.
Yeah,
So you feel there needs to be more done to create a strong infrastructure?
Yeah, we need it. And us
there
as-
is no infrastructure.
There's no infrastructure. They need to create it.
Yeah.
And
then
also-
us as a community,
Yeah.
we need to come together. Like,
That's
you
what I
know
was
what I
about to
mean?
talk
So
about.
like, so you think you could rap Canada? We are our own community. We're trying to bring everybody and make the world see everybody as one. Well, yeah, we come from Canada, and yeah, we might be competing for $5,000, but man, you did a
You
great
did a great
show.
job, yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's
Show that kind of love,
Show love.
and come out and support your local artists, right?
So like, we
Yeah,
need to
because I
come.
get that complaint a lot that Toronto doesn't support
They
itself.
don't.
They don't.
They don't. You
They
got to
don't.
come out and support them. If we have people coming out and supporting more of our local artists, then it gives promoters an opportunity to say, hey, look, this is something that's visible and viable for people to make money in regards to it, and people like it and people want to hear it, right? It's rap is one of the is the top sold music out there, but then after to have no venues that will like provide for that, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of weird to have that kind of stigmatism.
Yeah, because when I shoot out the YouTube studios in Toronto, the issue I had was when BET came up here, all of the artists from both sides of the city, they came up, but when it wasn't something like an American-based company, they didn't support. But they don't realize when YouTube sees that there's a lack of demand
Yeah.
for hip hop and just urban music, they're not gonna think there's a demand to fund it.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the town hall meetings and I'd be the only guy there. It's only Worldwide and King of the Dot that could get inside the town hall meetings.
Yeah, but they're like a different type of thing too. They made their laneway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the support of the like, so for example, 200 people is a petition to change something.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So they had a following of people. So that's why they were allowed to go to those council places
Sit
or
down with
whatever,
those
right?
council
Because they had a
meetings.
huge following.
Yeah.
So here's your venue. You guys have been doing this for years with no problems and all types of stuff. So yes, you could be here, but the other people, they don't give them that opportunity. Like, you know what I mean? It's because it's either who you know
Or how much money you got.
like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of sad, like, this stigma happens in our community, in our city, but that's how it goes, like, anywhere, I feel, you know? And then even with the respects to, like, hip-hop, nowadays, what's really hip-hop? Because if you're not popular,
Then you're not hip-hop.
then you're not hip-hop
You're
in
not-
the media sense.
Yeah.
Me and you come from an era where we know hip-hop, but our era of hip-hop is not the same kind of hip-hop that these guys classify as hip-hop right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I run a youth program in the school, and then I ask the kids, who's your favorite hip-hop artist? And they're like, oh, I don't listen to hip-hop.
They listen to
I listen
pop.
to pop. So I know pop as like Madonna. Like, you
We
know
had
what I
this.
mean? Like,
Me and him have gone at this for minutes
and I know pop.
because it's the industry has changed, right? And now it's popular music. Who wants to be popular?
Yeah, so
That's
like-
what's selling.
So that's what, so
It
it's
showed me
changed.
something. I didn't even know that.
But if you
pay attention,
that's what it is.
Right?
Like, you know what I mean? Tory Lanez is
he could be
considered pop.
he could be the
You
new.
know
He
what I'm
could be a
saying?
winner
Yeah,
award.
like he's hip hop. You couldn't really probably tell him that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the other day I was talking to some dudes from like Buffalo, and they're like, "Yo, bro, you're trap, man. You're not hip hop, man. You're trap, bro." down here we beef with you guys. And I'm like, well, how? What are you talking about? I'm not South. I don't rap. I don't rap like Atlanta.
Yeah, but
It's still hip hop.
But to them, it's trap.
It's trap.
It's
And then
trap
it's because the hi hat
Like the
changes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And the hip hop is that
There's a different
original
energy.
boom
I
bap.
didn't even
Right?
know that was trap.
You know what I mean? And
But like you have rock, you have grunge, you have it's all rock music. It's just variations of it.
but that's
right?
the
So
thing,
now
they're
with
just
hip
breaking
hop,
it down, you're breaking it down.
You have popular rap, you have trap rap, you have emo rap.
Yeah.
There's so many different
it's not
categorizations.
even that. Like, so for instance, what I was telling him one day, I was like, you'll have like the new artist of the year, rap artist of the year. He'll also be pop artist of the year because it's just he's
popular as
quadruple
well.
platinum. Like that's whatever it was. You know what I mean?
So do you think Drake's impact kind of directed the industry that way because
Yeah.
he delves in both?
Yeah, because it does. But he's the only guy really too, like him and Lil Wayne and a few people could still hit you with that gangster rap and still be on the radio station.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Not many few. So like
Yeah.
Drake, he did change it because he was from like the era too of the Cardinal Officials, the Socrates, the Infinites. Like, he was like after them. Like, you know what I mean? So he made Toronto, he made it the six. So yes, he molded it. He's the ambassador of the Raptors. Like, he has molded. If people need to stop really knocking him and like give him the credit
Give him
that he
his
did,
credit.
like he deserves.
Opportunity. He found the right sound in regards to what everybody wants to do to be able to kick down that wall that was already starting to weaken down. And now it's an opportunity for everybody else to start doing what they need to do. But again, like he was talking about community. Are you going to go and support that dude that's right there? Or are you just going to listen to a Tory Lanez or a Drake because they're on 93.5? They're out there right now. Are you waiting for the next person, or are you going to go and find that next person and say, I support you? You know what I mean? So again, it all goes back down to community. Are you going to come out and show those shows? Because even when he was telling me about the Drake story, I didn't know that Drake had to go and leave to get the kind of love that he needed to come back here.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the
Most
issue.
cases.
That I
Right?
see
Where
here
most
is
cases
that
in the States,
when
you
they-
go platinum.
Like, up here is like kind of reverse. When they see you doing something somewhere else, then they like more
Yeah,
pay
like
attention
these-
that you're doing something
Yeah,
instead of doing it from the ground up.
yeah. In the States, that's where it is. Like, they build up their people from their town, their area. But for us, we have to go to Europe, we have to go to the States, and then the Canadians catch on. Like, it's like you said, it's backwards. It's backwards.
So when you're putting the shows together and taking applicants, is there any certain criteria you look for from artists?
But we just looked at they're creative, they're themselves, and that's pretty much it. And they just follow the rules, like, you know, that's it. Just be yourself, have a following. Because in this city too, like, we go off of like votes online.
What's
You know
a
what I mean?
voting
So it's a
system
voting
that
system that makes you win that $5,000. Like, we had people, we did in-house votes, and we seen doing the in-house votes that you see this guy on the internet, he has like 15,000 views, 30,000 views or whatever, but in the show, he doesn't even have one person coming to vote for him. And he is good, but the guy who is garbage had like say 40 dudes that came for him, and he's gonna get by because he had 40 in-house votes and this guy didn't get it. So the support system, like, you know what I mean? So it's
yeah, I
important.
noticed that some artists would have a lot of followers thing, but then
A lot of people say they support, but they really don't
Really
support.
don't
Yeah.
support,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for me to say, it's easier said than done. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
I could support you. Oh, you have a show on Friday? Man, my baby mother want me to come pick up you. Yo, dog, I can't
This
even
and
have
that,
this
yeah.
and that. And then you hear all excuses. And then you might not even hear excuses on the day of your call, and the man's screening your call. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's how people are, and it's kind of sad. Like,
It
you know
is.
what I mean?
It is.
So let a Drake concert come out and they
Yeah.
come to
Or
it.
any
It's
of
not
the
like it's a bad
states,
thing or
and it's
somebody-
sad,
yeah.
man. It's sad.
But
It's
to
sad.
where I look at it, it's like it's $5,000.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you get a nice big, pretty trophy. You know, your name
Get
gets to
this
go
check.
on here. You get a check. It's cash.
You can cash
know
out
what
a
I mean?
big
Like,
cash store.
like, you would have liked to do more, but at the end of the day, like, we're funding ourselves. Like, you know, we put our studio money, our T-shirt money, whatever money that we could get to put towards this $5,000. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we appreciate every single independent artist coming up here. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's why we're doing this for them, because we appreciate them. The city might not appreciate you, the world don't appreciate you,
But
so
we
we
do.
do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So come out, come compete for the five
Show
bands, show up, you know what I mean? And if you're good, and I believe in the universe type thing, energy, if you're good, it'll work out for you, and you might
Yeah.
win the five bands.
It's your
Yeah.
events,
You
man.
know what I mean? So,
It's your events.
like imagine waking up and you have an opportunity to do this, and then you don't go and do this, and then you hear say that this, no disrespect to anybody, but a person that's not on your skill set won.
One.
And you could have just went and just killed the set, and you could have won that. So then at the end of the day, who could you really be mad at?
Exactly.
Yourself. You know what I mean? So the way I look at it, we're not asking for a lot of money for the application process, because we're promoting you. We got radio personalities involved, you know what I mean? So it's a $25 application fee process. You get your picture on the website.
Merch.
You get merch, you know what I mean? Like,
We're making
on
a
the
CD.
you know what I
The
mean?
whole
Like,
nine.
if you get far, you get interviewed by the personalities and all types of stuff, right? So at the end of the day, you're gonna get a lot out of it, even if you don't win. Like, you know what I mean?
Even
So
when you find yourself on tour. We had a
Yeah.
couple people from last year that ended up on tour this year.
Okay, so what do you say towards artists that feel that they put in a lot of money into a studio time and music videos, that they feel that these competitions should be free, that there shouldn't be a registration, that
so the
We should
venue,
just sign up.
so the venue doesn't cost. The venue's not free.
Yeah.
Us to get the money ain't free. For us to put the shirts and to give you $5,000 isn't free. So what's $25 to all of that?
All the cameras
promotion,
that are
the
there.
cameras, the money that we have to pay for the hosting on the internet. So if you don't see that, we're believing in you and in your craft, and we're shelling out all of this money for you. What's really $25? You guys spend $25 a day on oxtail and rice and peas.
McDonald's.
McDonald's and them things.
All them things. Honestly, $25 is not a lot of money
It's
to
not,
invest
dude.
in your future. You know what I mean? If you believe in all this, you have videos, then you paid a couple of G's for your videos, maybe a couple hundred
And so
for your
it's really
videos.
$25.
So it's really $25 for you to
Nothing
simply
in this
go out
world is
and
free.
say, hey,
To
listen,
show and prove what's
Yeah.
$25.
Yeah.
If you're paying for the studio time, you're paying for the videos, that means you got it.
You got it, right?
So show and
But a
prove.
lot of you guys be rapping to them big piles of money, so we know you got it, man. The trap house been rapping. Hello, Queen Elizabeth.
So it shouldn't be those guys complaining. It shouldn't
Yeah,
be those
it shouldn't
But
guys.
you know, it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny. Just like he said, last year we had people come in here and say, "Yo, we want that 5,000. I'm gonna take that 5,000 and give us a little freestyle." But then after, when time comes,
They ain't even
they
there.
ain't even there.
You know what I'm saying?
They're
There
not
we even
there.
had people like back out of mid-tournament, G,
Yeah.
like tell us all kind of nonsense.
Broken arms.
Like, and then
While they
and
text.
while they're texting. You know what I mean? So that we heard all kinds of stories. We've seen all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, that's the Toronto problem. There's too much excuses. Like, if you can't take the time and believe in yourself, who's gonna take you
The time,
seriously?
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Nobody's gonna take you seriously.
We're giving away 5,000. There's so much that we could have done with that 5,000 ourselves. He's working on his project right now. That
I got 5
5,000.
kids, you hear that? 5 kids. That's $1,000 each kid, guys.
Right? So I mean, anybody who's not hungry like that, man, I don't know.
Yeah, like the way I look at it again, it's a platform that we're building. It's not even about what it is, because like we're in our second year. We gave somebody $5,000 last year. Last year we gave 3, like a first, second, and third place.
place.
This year we're only giving a first place prize, so it's like an all or nothing this year. Like, you know what I mean?
could you
So
talk about the winners last year?
the winners last year,
Chasm.
okay. So first place winner was Chasm Jules. Second place winner was Blacks, and third place winner was Dirty.
Dirty.
Dirty had to go against Farrah because they tied, and then he ended up beating Farrah to take third place and stuff. So Dirty's coming back this year, Blacks is coming back this year,
Ooh.
and then a few
Danger.
other contestants. Me personally, I feel like Blacks should have won because he's my era of rap.
But you
Like,
see,
our era of rap, you get what I'm saying? But Chasm is the
It's
new
the
school, the bounce, the saucy era, like the dancey. that new school style. So the people liked him based off of what's going on now, but blacks gave him a run for his money.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
I feel like I don't know who's gonna win this year, but if blacks came so close, he might take it this year.
But that's the
You
reason
know
why,
what I mean?
again,
So,
that's the reason why, again, like I say, it's all about your show as well, because I feel that's how Chasm won.
yeah,
Chasm won off his show,
Yeah.
like off of his show, not even out lyrically, just like his presentation was,
Yeah, so,
was
like,
off the hook.
You just need to see who, like,
Yeah.
people just gotta come with their A game.
Bring it.
Okay. What are the plans for this event in terms of exposing Canadian talent? Although you kind of said it already, but
Our plans, like at the end of the day, I would like for this to be televised, like on a bigger worldly scale. Like if I could get that, that's my plan, that's my goal, that's my desire, that's what I'm aiming for, that's what I'm putting out in the universe. I believe it could happen because I was almost there with the whole Rogers thing, like, you know what I mean? And it just has to take somebody to realize that this is rap and it's not dance, like, you know what I mean? And see that there is an untapped market, because if they could put King of the Dot on pay-per-view, and that's people rapping on no beat, like, you know what I'm saying? And
True.
people sat down there watching that and go, oh! So now imagine if you put people on a rhythm, because everything's about a rhythmic motion and giving people that energy, right? So if you put people on a rhythmic note that's on a different frequency, that's gonna touch a lot more people, because it's on a whole different frequency versus trying to be on an a cappella frequency, like, you know what I mean? So I feel that the whole getting it on TV, that's what I'm just aiming for. So that's my whole desire. And whatever comes with that for the artists, that's good for them. Because I'm not even really doing this for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been rapping for years and nothing now gone. You get what I'm saying? Because there's not enough love and support. You know what I mean? So I had to make my own laneway for other people and show the support. And then I started supporting them, and then they started supporting me, because now they're like, yo, this guy's
exchange.
just an exchange of energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I understand the science in that. So imagine if everybody else could understand that science. You know?
okay. Since this is So You Think You Can Rap Canada, who would you consider the top 5 dead or alive Canadian artists of all time?
Tom Kelly, Kappa, Knox,
Right there.
Day One, and Bentley,
Flyboy.
and then let's say SOJ. So
S.O.
those, I'm being biased right now.
Yeah,
so
very bad.
let's be serious, okay? On an industry standpoint.
Oh, man.
Okay.
But no, that will be the lineup soon.
But on the industry standpoint, okay, if you really want to take it in, like, I really, really, like, my personal opinion still, I will go with J. Cole, because he's kind of reminds me of like myself. I make my own beats, I do all my own things, so mine is J. Cole. Then I would say, what's that, Don Q. I like
Yeah,
that.
but you're asking Canadian.
And
though.
then you're asking just about
Could
Canadians?
be both now since you're saying
See?
it.
Drake.
Okay,
so we're gonna do both.
so,
So
yeah.
J. Cole.
J. Cole, but I'm just being on a worldly scale.
Yeah.
But if you want to see Canadian, okay, so Canadian wise,
No, but let's do both. You
Yeah,
had
let's
two,
do
get
both.
two for American. No, we're already there. Let's go. We're already there. So yeah, J. Cole.
I'm going to stick to the topic I had.
Okay, alright.
So Tory Lanez,
Alright.
and I'll say Drake.
Okay.
Alright, and then right now, who is really out there that's bumping right now? No Jokes, Jigsaw. I'm feeling him. Right, and then there's two more. I was just listening to the other guy the other day. YG's okay still.
Those guys are nice stuff.
Like, because he has that one
Yeah,
track
so-
in the trap
Trap
house
house
with the
with
auntie. So like, I'm like, I
Yo,
like
okay, that track is
I want to
bad.
say like top 4 still, but like, I don't know. Like,
My Canadian all time, you're talking all time, right? So I'm gonna have to go with like Mishi Me and Maestro Fresh West, Drake, Tory Lanez. Drop that needle, dog. And I don't know who my 5th one would be.
I know that's like hard stuff.
That one would be hard, but all those people to me, they're big ambassadors of Canadian rap.
But at their different time.
At their time, different times, but they're the one knocking down the door for me still.
And
So
then
make it
I
easier
would
for me to
even
walk
say
through.
like on the fun side of things too, who would be good, and I wouldn't say like, I don't know, if there was top 5, I'd say Cardinal.
Yeah, even Cardinal. Yeah,
Cardinal was good still
He
because
was nice.
he knew how to rock a crowd. He was like
did.
a people person, so you gotta look at like the
Busta
whole.
Rhymes, like.
Yeah, like you know what I mean.
He
He
brought
was
the reggae
our
into the
Canadian.
hip-hop
He was our
in
Canadian
Canada.
Busta Rhymes. You know what I mean. But if you're talking about worldwide, that would be my choice still. First J Cole.
Maybe even Infinite.
You know what I mean? Like, cause I like the whole J Cole. Like he's in a league of his own. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's not like Drake. He's not like Tory Lanez. Whereas you could put Drake and Tory Lanez almost in the same kind of category. You know what I mean? But you can't put J Cole in that category. You know.
Okay. So, tell us about the new single Sauce Drip.
Cuba. Sauce drip, man. That drip came like.
That drip was bad
That
still.
drip was bad, yo. And that song came up like my boy made the beat. Shout out Jam Beats.
Jam Beats.
Justin
V.
He
Unlucky.
made that, and that just came up as like a joke. Like I was sitting in the car, and I was looking at this guy, and I was like, "Yo, sauce drip." And at first he was like,
I
"Nah,"
don't
because he
know.
was kind of iffy still. But
Then when he did the sauce.
I went and burned a spliff, and then I was messing around with it, and then I came back and I was like, "Yo, no, seriously, yo, listen, like sauce drip." And then he's like, "Yo, that's bad." And then he came to the studio, I recorded it like quick, and then like 2-3 days later we're booking a plane to go to Cuba to like shoot the video. So the video was dropping like May 23rd and stuff, you know. And then we're going to Jamaica.
I know.
Next week, Wednesday, to shoot 2 more videos out there. And then I got a show the ending of May in Margaritaville in Ocho Rios.
Shout out Cashmere.
You know what I mean? Shout out director Cashmere. She's the one who's shooting that video. Want to shout out Rebel Vibes
Rebel
Stages
Vibes Carry.
for bringing me to Jamaica. So like, sauce drip, you know, and then ever since we made sauce drip, everything just been saucy. Ever since then, you know.
Finn.
Yeah. Shout out Finn for shooting the video.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out Phil.
So let others know how they can register and sign up, and what's the deadline?
So the deadline is June 6, 11:59 p.m. What we require from you is for you to send 2 to 3 songs, a picture, a bio, a 60-second to a 2-minute clip on why you deserve a shot at the $5,000 and what you would do with the $5,000. Also, this year we're not holding live auditions with the judges there. So what we require from the people is for you to hold the phone in front of yourself and rap your verse, your audition, your hottest 16 or whatever it is, and then send that into. If we like you, then you'll be contacted, and then you'll know of the next steps. If we don't contact you, better luck next year. Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanna let the world know?
Yes, I want to say check out Sauce Drip on Spotify.
Day
It's
one.
dropping just now, and then we got our artist Day One that just dropped Pockets Leaning. That's also on Spotify. We got Nux's tracks about to drop too right now, not today. Featuring myself, produced by Good at Dumb Productions. Just stay tuned. So you think you could have Canada, follow us on Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Tone Kelly. Bentley.
Village Villain K.
Yeah, you know, so I don't Get It Done Productions. Just follow the wave. Wherever you see sauce dripping, that's where we were. You know, so
Real talk.
You guys need t-shirts, holler at
Holler
us,
at us.
whatever you need. Stay self-sufficient, that's all I can say. Show love. Stay
Everybody show
positive. Like and share, all it takes is 2 seconds of your time. I'm a firm believer in that. You know, just show love. Good energy, bro. We just need to all have good energy. That's all my officer.
Let's go Raptors.
Yes, sir. GID, baby.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you for this wonderful opportunity
Yeah.
for us to get our name out there. Make sure you guys check out Worldwide Entertainment on all of the social media platforms. I want to say shout out to Sasha Schultz Publicity, my PR who's putting in that work. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to my kids, my girl, everybody who's rocking with the whole Get It Done So You Think You Can Rap Canada movement.